wild card was a very good first round. And I'm just going to tell y'all some of my takeaways. I never thought I'd see the day that Matthew Stafford's in a shootout with Bryce Young. That was not expected. But I'm going to tell you what, the Rams kind of concerned me because I had them go to the Super Bowl, but they did not look like a Super Bowl defense at all. Their offense was very consistent. Puka Nacua was killing the first half, had one bad drop, and he just disappeared for the second half. Stafford tried to hit Devontae 3 straight times. That didn't go nowhere on one drive. Bryce Young looked confident. He looked pretty good, especially in his debut. I don't know. I think he added another year to his deal. Now, extension, giving him max money, I wouldn't do that. But we'll see Bryce Young next year. We'll see if they can keep building. But this was a game of the Panthers basically just playing their heart out. And this was a game for the Rams that, dude, y'all were 10-point favorites. Y'all going to step it up for the next round. Another epic game right here was the Bears and the Packers. Now, the first half was ugly. The Bears could not move the ball. Caleb looked bad in that first half. And the Packers, they looked great. I think they had 21 points in the first half. The issue was the second half. They gave up 28 points to the Bears in the second half. 25 in the fourth quarter while only scoring 6. The Packers defense just gave up. Now, granted, here's the thing. When you don't have Micah Parsons, who is a Hall of Fame eligible pass rusher, of course, like when he retires, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. When you don't have him, I already felt like they weren't going to make the Super Bowl without him. But, man, it looked bad out there with him. And then on top of that, they were so desperate. They had Trayvon Diggs out there and for one play. And he sat his ugly ass down because he's... But it was bad coaching. Like, they weren't scoring. And, like, time was on your side. And it's almost as if they did everything they could to try to rack up points while playing safe at the same time. Like, it was just weird. It was bad coaching. Matt LaFleur, that was a bad coach. And he's had a couple playoffs where this has happened. But also, I think Jordan Love played fine. I'm not big on Jordan Love. I think he played fine. But Caleb Williams, this is a big game for him. And the Chicago Bears getting their first playoff win. And also shout out to Ben Johnson getting his first playoff win as a head coach. Hey, if the Bears get to the conference championship or Super Bowl, it's going to be some huge talks about Ben Johnson and him leaving Detroit. Is he better without Detroit? And is Detroit going to fall off the map without him? I don't know. Next up, we have the Bills and Jaguars. I didn't believe that Josh Allen was going to lose this game. I didn't believe the Bills were going to lose. I thought the Jags were going to give them some problems, which they did. The Jags defense was great. But again, the same. Here's the thing in the fourth quarter, right? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's not just the Ravens. But defense, when it's 2 minutes left, they can't guard anything. These defenses, it's almost as if the game plan is to like just allow bombs. Because that's all that happens in the last 2 minutes of these games. And that's what happened in this game, right? The Jaguars had good defense on Josh Allen, right? Throughout the game, Trevor Lawrence gets them down the field. They get a touchdown to take the lead. And then they allow a 40-yard bomb from Josh Allen to Brandon Cooks. He was wide open, as if Josh Allen can't make every throw possible on the field. But then, now, they was playing good defense, but the tush push, which I hate it. How do you allow, though, a tush push to go 11 yards, bro? Josh Allen's literally carried to the 1-yard line. And if I was the Bills, I would let the time run out. I wouldn't have even went for a touchdown there, so I wouldn't give Jags time. But at the end of the day, the Jags got the ball back, and they didn't do jack shit because Trevor Lawrence threw a pick on that play, in which Trevor Lawrence does what Trevor Lawrence does. Mess up. Bills move on. Eagles and 49ers. This should have been easy for the Eagles. They're the defending champions, right? And the Niners, half their team's in the hospital, you know? And then George Kittle ends up tearing his Achilles in this game, man. So, man, blessings to George Kittle, man. I hope you get better, man. But, dude, they won this game because Brock Purdy played his ass off. Played part of the game of his life. Kyle Shanahan coached the game of his life. And the Eagles, man, look, Saquon ran for 100 yards, but they're passing. And this is the problem with the Eagles. Now, AJ, bro, I defended AJ Brown because I said, bro, you got to give your star receiver the ball. But he dropped like 3 passes in this game. He looked awful. Didn't even talk to the media afterwards. AJ's immature, bro. You can't make all this noise all season and then do that. Now, I can't even defend you. But let's also talk about the fact that Jalen Hurts has regressed as a quarterback for the past 3 years as a passer, and no one wants to talk about it. That's also a problem. That's what led to this. And the offensive coordinator should be fired. I don't think Nick Sirianni needs to choose any more offensive coordinators, bro, because, dude, that was bad. It's been bad all year for Philly. Like, I'm not surprised. They're like the Ravens. Like, it's disappointing, but it's like you see it coming. They had no camaraderie whatsoever. The defense is fantastic, but the offense, it's bad. AJ's not going to be an Eagle guaranteed for next season. Devontae Smith actually balled out, but Eagles, man, it was a rough one to watch for the Eagles. But shout out to Brock Purdy. This was the ugliest game of the week. This was the game that was a snooze fest. It was defense, sack, and sack. Justin Herbert and Drake May got murdered out there, but mostly Justin Herbert. That offensive line, they dealt with injuries to their starters, and it showed because Justin Herbert got beaten down, man. He should really sue his offensive line for what they put him through. They should sue him for physical for assault and for emotional distress, because that's all he was. He was seeing ghosts out there. That man could not throw for nothing. But let's be real, though. Justin Herbert, when the lights get bright, he doesn't play that great. And I know people want to make a narrative about Lamar Jackson. Y'all better make the same narrative about Trevor Lawrence and especially Justin Herbert. I'm just going to be real with you. And on top of that, let's also understand something here. The Patriots have a great defense. Drake May is great. He played fine his first game. It's his first game. Get the first game zeroed out. We will see how he plays next week, right? But, bro, the Chargers, man, they look bad. And they start off the year good, and they just fell. The injuries happened. They fell off a cliff. I think it's probably going to be Keenan Allen's last game. Probably rightfully so, because he wasn't able to make an impact. He's not in his prime anymore. And Greg Roman, offense coordinator, got fired. Yeah. That coordinator that wanted Lamar to basically pass 15 times a game. Yeah, him. Yeah, that we hated. Yeah, now Los Angeles Chargers hate him too. Yeah, but Lamar, he's had all the structure in the world at coaching, right? Yeah, okay. Final game. This game was ugly too in the first half. It was 10-6 for a long time. But I'm gonna be real with you, man. And I've said this all season, bro. C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love are very questionable to me. Like, they are. C.J. was bad. Better be lucky he got Bullock and Stingley and Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter. You better be lucky you got them dogs on that defense, boy, because you were god awful. He was single-handedly keeping the Steelers in the game. The problem was the Steelers doing the same thing. You know, DK Metcalf was god awful. God awful. They had no run game. Aaron Rodgers couldn't get the ball off because the offensive line, they held it there for the first 3 quarters, but after that, they couldn't do anything in the fourth quarter. Like, they were doing everything they could to stop Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter from getting to Aaron Rodgers, but then other guys was getting in, and Aaron could not throw the ball. He's on his ass a lot. And it was basically a Steelers performance. And it's crazy, though, because the Texans are the best defense in the league, easy, so I understand that. But, man, bro, the fact that we gave up 26 points to the Steelers just for them to score 6 the next week tells you, one, how the Steelers were not supposed to make the postseason, and 2, how bad our defense is. Texans, they man. And then let's talk about the offensive performance from Marks, the running back. He ran for over 100 yards. Christian Kirk had a Chris Hogan game on him. He balled out. Nico Collins got hurt. So he got hurt, I think, like the first quarter, right? So CJ didn't even have his best target, and the Steelers still couldn't. The Steelers defense did all they could. They did all they could, but they couldn't hold on because the offense just didn't do anything, man. And Mike Tomlin's also been fired since then, which should have been done 3 years ago. Same as John Harbaugh and Tomlin, same time. They both should have been fired 3-4 years ago. But this was it was an ugly game. And Aaron Rodgers ends his career throwing a pick 6. Now, I say end his career. We don't know if he's retiring, but after that, I think it's about time to hang them boots up, Aaron. Yeah.